He who fights with monsters should see to it that he does not become a monster himself. And if you gaze into the abyss gazes into you also. Nietzsche. Basically, don't become evil when fighting evil. A very applicable quote, applicable idea at all points throughout human history, but particularly within the last few years, and especially few months, is this quote more relevant than ever. With the extremely heated political atmosphere in this country and all of the divisiveness there is. Now, I will say, I do want to quantify very quickly that this divisiveness is not organic. It is in large part injected into our brains, into societal discourse by pretty much the media. But it's there. Divisiveness, heated political atmosphere, causing us to be at each other's throats. Sometimes, literally. And this idea, this quote, does not just apply to those on the left, which it very much does, but it doesn't just apply to them. It also very much applies to people on the quote-unquote right, and even above and beyond that political duality, left-right, does this idea not apply all across the board? But let's take a look at that political duality. First, the left. Do they become evil when trying to fight evil? Abso-fucking-lutely. We could go topic by topic. Let's take the climate changers. Trying to protect the environment, wake humanity up to how we need to save the planet, yet how do they do that? Throwing frickin' cans of tomato sauce on artwork and chaining themselves to the highway. Good job. You're going far there. You're just being a pain in the ass and destroying people's masterpieces and all the other crap they do. And is that really saving the planet? Becoming evil when trying to fight evil. Becoming a monster when trying to fight what at least they perceive as being monsters. How about fighting the fascists and fighting the people they label as domestic terrorists, right? Murdering Charlie Kirk. And how many people cheered and were happy and celebrated on their social media pages? Absolutely monstrous behavior. Becoming a monster when trying to fight monsters. Man, we could also, I guess, throw COVID in that mix. We got to fight the disease. We got to fight by doing that, mandate the shot, close down the shops, lock down, wear the mask. Just becoming absolute monsters by trying to fight the anti-vaxxer conspiracy theorists. Got to protect grandma, so give up all your rights. Give me your money. Lock yourself inside. Turn your own home into a prison. Yes, amongst the left, absolutely plenty of becoming evil while trying to fight evil. But again, on the right, similar thing. The right loves to label the liberals as being retards, libtards. They are evil. They are demonic, right? I would argue they're not evil. They're just misled. They're just useful idiots. You see, both sides of the political spectrum love to first attribute behavior of the other side to psychopathy and evilness, when I think that behavior could be more so equated to just being misled. You see, the intentions are there. For instance, those climate changers want to, their intent is to save the planet, right? Because they think they need to. It's just they're misled to believe that A, the science, you can trust it, and B, this is how we save the planet, by just being disruptive. And the right? The good old conservatives. They slap that demonic, satanic, evil, libtard, whatever label on the other side, when they might not be evil, just misled, brainwashed, useful idiots, good people, just going down the wrong path. And sometimes the right does cheer and celebrate at the pain and suffering of the left. And then the left does it to the right, and each side goes round and round, and shit never stops, right? Shit never stops. So, becoming a monster when trying to fight monsters. Very much so. Many people are. And I hope they can look in a mirror and have some self-reflection and self-awareness to realize that in terms of my own brushing up with this idea, I do my best to have the self-awareness to identify when I am going overboard with not only the persona that I put out online, but even my own behaviors not online, right? So, for instance, one way, I guess you could say, well, one way this applies for me personally is, that at least comes to my mind right now, are those Clickbait of the Week streams that I used to do and I still do now and again, where I was trying to fight evil, fight monsters. And in my opinion, they were monsters. Not just people I was labeling monsters and they were misled, but I do think that in large part I was calling out actual evil people. But, sometimes I would do those streams, might have a little bit too much fun, go a little bit too far in the jokes and poking fun and roasting some of the people I was talking about, some of the grifters. And then I would end the stream and I would think to myself, I got a little too squirrely with that one. Went a little too far. I was starting to become that which I am trying to expose. Sometimes, a few of those streams, now and again, I could tell. And then there's been maybe some posts that I've posted on the internet throughout the years whereby I might wake up the next morning and look at my feed and go, oh, that was too far. And maybe a few I've deleted. There probably are. But yes, I do my best not to become that which we are fighting. And one last thing is that I find it highly unfortunate when anybody out there, myself or others, I've seen others as well, attempt to be the voice of reason, to bring people back down to, I guess, I don't want to say reality or common sense, but I want to say a place of love and understanding, whereby we need to get out of this identity, tribalism, just pure hatred for each other. Yes, they believe something different than you. They want you to suffer, but does that mean you want them to suffer? Right? Love thy enemy. Aren't there some religious ideologies that perpetuate that? Meanwhile, the people that follow those particular religions and those spiritual teachings, they say they follow them, but do they really? Do they act that way? Do they behave that way? It is not a sign of weakness to try to be empathetic and have that love and understanding. It is a sign of weakness if you start becoming a doormat and get pushed over. But that tough love is not a sign of weakness. In fact, that might even be more strength. It might take more strength to have love and understanding for the people that your friends, your social circle want you to hate. Your tribe wants you to hate them because that tribe hates you. The sign of weakness is caving into your social circle, your tribe. I think it is a sign of strength to say, hey, I'm not going to get sucked into this political divide or whatever, tribalistic divide. I'm not going to get sucked into it. I'm going to do my best to understand all sides and not just hate for the sake of hate because it gets me engagement on the internet or whatever the fuck, right? And the unfortunate thing, where I was going with that little tangent there, the unfortunate thing is that when you try to be that voice of reason, that voice of love and understanding, voice of empathy, if you will, you'll get shit for it. You'll get shit for it. It's like online, people just want you to be angry and hateful because they are angry and hateful. Maybe that's a crabs in the bucket mentality, right? I think it is. I think a little bit is deep in their ego They want everybody else to be hateful against the group because they are. It's like crabs in a bucket. I'm low vibrational right now. I want everybody to be low vibrational with me. And if you try to be a voice of reason and discuss empathy or sing understanding from all sides and not just hating for the sake of hating, they will drag you down. But don't get sucked into that. Try to be the strong, high vibrational, loving, understanding person, and don't get sucked into the negative, hateful mindsets that are out there. But again, don't be a doormat and let yourself get pushed around. But I just think it's quite sad that we have so many people that follow these religions, or they say they follow these particular religions, spiritual teachings, what have you, and then they do not behave as their religious teachings discuss or write, right? Sad state of things. So anyway, appreciate you watching this, and I will see you guys in the next video.